Hello and welcome to the session on analytics in organizations. We try to understand what exactly is the organizational transformation that analytics can bring about. Remember, a transformation occurs when a company will see either an opportunity or faces a threat. It requires a new model, a business model that it can operate, and that business model is enabled by analytics. Some of the areas where analytics is applied in business organizations include helping the organizations to understand their customers better or their constituents better, or if you are a government, helping to profile your citizens better. Reputation management of the organization, improve the operational efficiency of the organization. Imagine something like FedEx, which definitely tries to understand which is the best route that its trucks must take in order to reach the destinations at the fastest possible rate. Financial management, managing waste, managing fraud, managing abuse, which has become rampant on social media, proactive risk management, and of course, analytics in education. What are some of the challenges that organizations are likely to face even when we talk about business analytics? Of course, one is a lack of experts. And that's exactly where this kind of learning is going to help you, because it's going to prepare you for something that is becoming the lifeline of many organizations. And it is important to understand what are some of the common mechanisms that are associated with analytics in organizations. For example, something like a spreadsheet modeling. Analytics will also bring in a change in the decision-making process within organizations. And that kind of change can definitely upset the traditional power relationship that existed earlier in the organizations. A big challenge for organizations to tackle. Earlier, if it were the marketing and the finance functional areas, which was all important, here is something else that is coming up in terms of your analytics division, in terms of your analytics people, which is going to also guide the way the marketing or finance decisions are being made in the organizations. Look at the case study of Oberweis. I hope you've got the chance to read the case study by now. It makes a very interesting study of an organization, an excellent example of an organization which shows how data analysis transforms organization. The usual approach to decision making in the company is by asking executives to figure out the best configuration for future changes. But an analysis of the consumer data and analysis of all other data points that were captured within the organization, within Oberweis, showed them that they have been approaching the wrong segment of population as their target market. Just a cost that would accrue to your business when you do something like that. You haven't even identified your target market properly. And therefore, it is decided in Oberweis to understand which is the target market first. Analytics helps an organization like Oberweis. We are not talking about a Unilever, we are not talking about Walmart, we are not talking about Procter & Gamble here. We are talking about a small-time dairy farm, a dairy organization called Oberweis, which uses the analytic skills in order to fine-tune its target market. And thereon, it starts identifying what it needs to do in order to serve that target better. That is example of how analytics helps transform the organizations. Thank you. Welcome to the session on big data. We have identified business analytics in organizations. We have identified some understanding of big data in organizations. And we know by now that information can come to an organization from various sources. It could could be your transactions. Imagine the point of sale counters at Walmart or even your local supermarket. It could be the social media. For instance, you are going on TripAdvisor and at the hotel which you stayed, you were not really happy with the services. You can just go and put whatever comments that you have. There is this interesting example of how a guitarist traveled on United Airlines and found that his guitar was broken when he arrived at his destination. He tried to contact United Airlines, there was no response. And being a musician, he went back and wrote a song which he titled as United Airlines Breaks My Guitar. And the song became viral on social media. United Airlines definitely had to take an action, respond to the musician. Social media is a great source of data for any organization these days. There is a lot of enterprise content, another source of your data, sensors all around you. The mobile devices, of course, that you use are all examples of organizational data. Imagine the large number of emails that are being sent, the photo views that are happening, the photo postings that are happening across different social media accounts, all accounting to the largeness of big data. And therefore, it is also important to understand this from an overall perspective of what big data is all about. One very important concept here is the concept of dark data. What exactly do you mean by dark data? You would be able to find that on the top left where I have written it is enterprise dark data. Now here, the dark data would refer to all the organizational data that has been collected over a period of time but lying unused. You really do not know what is to be done. The data terminology we call as dark data. Now, what is some of the opportunity where among all these sources, where does your maximum opportunity come? It's interesting to note that your maximum opportunity will come from your dark data. That is, the data that is lying unused. It is being collected but lying unused within the organization. For instance, every time you walk into the organization or anyone walks into your organization, there is a camera up there that is collecting all those visuals. What does your organization essentially do with that data? Hardly anything. Then that is dark data. But your source of opportunity could arise from such dark data, redundant, unused within organizations. Statistics show that the other source will come from the details that you've collected about your immediate stakeholders, your customers, your suppliers, and so on. Social media, commercially available data, and publicly available data follows next. Remember the opportunities that big data provides you, especially in the context of business analytics. It helps you make better informed decisions, especially aids you in your strategies and recommendations, you to discover hidden insights, patterns you never knew really existed before. And that is how, for instance, organizations are able to even arrange the shelves. An interesting discovery once was that people who tend to buy on Friday evenings, young fathers in fact, who tend to buy baby diapers are also likely to buy beer. And therefore, there are examples of supermarkets which placed these two shelves together. Insights based on hidden patterns that you really never knew. And of course, it also helps you in automating the business. These are the different opportunities that big data provides to you within the context of business analytics. Thank you.